Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to GG Press, Japan's parliament, the Diet has ratified acquisition and cross-servicing agreements, ACSAs, with the Philippines, the Netherlands, and New Zealand. The pacts were approved on Friday by a majority vote during a plenary meeting of the House of Councillors, the upper chamber of the parliament. The ruling coalition, along with some opposition parties, including the Constitutional Democratic Party of Japan and Komeito, voted in favor of the agreements. These defense agreements are designed to facilitate the reciprocal provision of fuel and munitions between the Japanese self-defense forces and the militaries of the three partner nations during joint exercises and operations. With the ratification of these three new pacts, Japan now has active ACSA agreements in place with a total of 11 countries, including the United States, Great Britain, and Germany, reflecting Tokyo's ongoing efforts to strengthen international security cooperation. According to Yahoo News, authorities in southern China's Guangdong province have declared emergency responses and evacuated over 37,000 residents from high-risk areas due to continuous severe torrential rains over the past several days. The provincial government has raised its flood emergency response to Level 3 and disaster relief emergency response to Level 4 to maintain strict vigilance. While no casualties or injuries have been reported so far, extensive rescue and preventative measures are underway. Since June 15, the Guangdong Provincial Fire and Rescue Brigade has stationed 247 firefighters, 53 fire trucks, and 37 boats across major cities to remain on standby. To cope with the prolonged severe weather, local authorities have also mobilized 7,226 emergency repair personnel to restore key infrastructure, deploying nearly 3,000 support vehicles and over 2,100 generators to assist with disaster relief and maintain power and communications in affected communities. According to a report by Lanhe Zobao, South Korea's Ministry of National Defense stated that it is actively communicating with the U.S. Congress regarding the U.S. Senate Armed Services Committee's draft of the National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA, for fiscal year 2027. The proposed bill contains provisions aimed at strengthening congressional oversight over the transfer of wartime operational control, OPCON, from the U.S. to South Korea. The bill requires the U.S. Secretary of Defense to submit a report to Congress every 90 days between March 2027 and 2030 detailing the roadmap for the OPCON transfer. Additionally, it mandates assessments from the commanders of the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command and U.S. Forces Korea on whether South Korea is prepared to assume control. While South Korean defense officials declined to comment on pending legislation, they emphasized that Seoul and Washington share a consensus that the transfer will strengthen the defense posture on the Korean peninsula. South Korea is aiming to determine a target year for the transition after completing an assessment of the future Combined Forces Command's full operational capability, ACSA, this fall. According to a report by Tepa Thai Sounds, sources reveal that Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, has covertly established several small, elite Shiite militant cells in Iraq. Comprising about 10 members each, these highly ideological units operate directly under IRGC command, bypassing larger established militia networks to evade tracking and maintain plausible deniability. Between April and May 2026, these secret cells allegedly launched at least 7 drone attacks from southern Iraq, targeting Gulf nations including Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. This tactical shift occurs as traditional Iraqi Shiite militias begin disarming under pressure from the United States and Iraq's new Prime Minister, Ali al-Zaidi. Furthermore, Iran's broader regional proxy network, including Hamas and Hezbollah, has suffered severe setbacks, prompting the IRGC to pivot towards smaller, low-cost, and highly loyal core groups. While the United States has reiterated demands for Iraq to dismantle all Iranian-backed militia elements, Tehran continues to exclude support for its resistance networks from ongoing diplomatic negotiations. According to a report by Lanhi Zabal, French Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot stated on June 19, 2026, that Israel must halt its military operations in Lebanon. He also urged the United States to exert pressure on Israel to bring an end to the conflict. Barrot noted that France is continuing its efforts to organize an international conference aimed at mobilizing global support for the Lebanese armed forces. Meanwhile, conflict on the ground continues to escalate. The Lebanese National News Agency reported that Israeli airstrikes in southern Lebanon killed at least 16 people. Conversely, the Israeli military defended its actions, stating that the overnight airstrikes targeted Hezbollah militants and key infrastructure. According to Israel, these operations were carried out in direct response to repeated violations of the ceasefire agreement by Hezbollah. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.